2020 has been a very weird year. It has not only changed our lifestyle, but it has also changed the way we purchase, we buy stuff. On one hand, because there were a lot of people that due to the pandemic lost their job, or they were paid less, or they end up working only part-time. On the other hand, also because in countries like Italy and Switzerland, shops were closed for a couple of months and therefore you were physically not able to go and buy things. 2020 has really taught me that I can save a lot more than I thought, and it especially taught me the difference between what I really need and what I want. For example, you go to a store and you see a North Face sweatshirt that is 80% off, and instead of costing 100 Swiss francs, it costs 20 Swiss francs. So you think, I have to buy this because it's cheap, so it's a good deal. I will never find any other North Face sweatshirt for 20 Swiss francs instead of 100 Swiss francs. So you end up buying an item just because it's on sale, but you don't really need another sweatshirt. So you end up buying something thinking that you are saving money, but instead you're just wasting 20 Swiss francs. I mean, you're not really wasting 20 Swiss francs because sooner or later you will wear that sweatshirt, but you probably would also be fine without that sweatshirt. For 2020, I had a savings goal, and at the end of the year, I realized that I actually saved a lot more than I thought. So I went way behind that goal because I actually purchased only things that I needed and very fewer things that I wanted. On YouTube, there is this video which is very popular and is things that I won't buy in 2021. On one side, I thought that it was a bit of a silly video because how do you know that you won't actually need that thing in 2021? But on the other hand, it made me realize that because of the situation that we live in, there are actually some things that I really don't have to purchase in 2021. This is mainly because of this pandemic situation. So the fact that we are invited to stay at home, that the shops are closed again in Switzerland, or shops are closed again until end of February. So you can't really go to shops, only groceries are open. And because really I realized that because of the past year, there are a lot of things that I never used that I actually don't need to buy in 2021. So today I will tell you which are the 5 things that I won't buy in 2021. First are clothes, and by clothes I really mean any kind of clothes: sweatshirt, t-shirts, pants, shoes, socks, underwear. I don't need any new piece of clothing in 2021. The fact is that in 2020 I started to work from home from the beginning of March. I didn't travel, I didn't went out a lot because of the pandemic. I was going out for work, sometimes I was going to the city center, but it was not that I was going out extensively like as you do when you go to work every day. And that's why I basically wore probably 20% of the clothes that I own. And I'm not kidding, because you know, when the season change, you change all the stuff in your wardrobe, you take out all the summer clothes, you put away all the winter clothes. Basically this year, I think I had 3 pieces of clothing for each season in my wardrobe. No, maybe 3 is a bit too less, but I really didn't use more than half of the thing that I own. You know, when you go to work, you need to get dressed every day. It's not that you can get dressed every day the same, you have to change a little bit, but still you're going out 5 days a week, so you need an outfit for every single day. You end up using a lot more clothes than just working from home and going out every once in a while. That's why in 2021 I really don't need to buy any kind of clothes because I have more than enough. More than half of my clothes have not been worn in 2020, so definitely in 2021 I will not buy any new piece of clothing. The second thing that I won't buy in 2021 are bags, purses, backpacks, backpacks, luggages. I have more than enough. I have waterproof backpacks, laptop backpacks. I have big purses, small purses, bags. I have any type of luggage for any airline in Europe. Basically, you know that different airlines requires different luggage dimension, and since I traveled a lot in 2019 with a lot of different airlines, I have, I think, 5 suitcases probably. I have 3 small suitcases for Swiss, EasyJet, Ryanair, any kind of airline you can think of, and I have 2 big suitcases. I have any type of bag, any kind of dimension. So since traveling is still not a very good idea at this time being, I really don't need any of these bags. Basically at home the whole day, and I just have one purse that I use when I go out, so I'm not using any of all the bags that I have. That's why I will really not need to purchase a new bag or backpack or a purse in 2021. The third thing that I will not purchase in 2021 is books, or better, physical books, like the real books. The thing is, in 2020, I was really planning to move to Norway. And when you want to move to another city, you have to pack up your stuff. And at that point, you realize really how much stuff you have. Believe me, I have too much stuff. It's not like useless stuff. Well, some of them really are, but there is a lot of stuff that I actually don't necessarily need. Believe me, we accumulate a lot more stuff than we think, and when you move, you know, all this stuff adds up and makes volume. And when you move, when you transport things, volume is expensive. So when you move, you really want to have as less volume as possible. That's why I started decluttering of the things that I really didn't need. I started to throw away the stuff that I was not able to sell or to give to someone else, but there are still some things that I paid for, so I don't want to really get rid of it. And the fact is also that in Norway, I would have had a smaller apartment than in Switzerland. So when you have a smaller apartment, you really start to think about the things that you really need and that you can fit in that apartment. And there is really one thing that I realized: I would not display my new apartment because there was not enough space, and that would have probably ended up in a box in the basement. And these are physical books, or books, let's call it books. Books are nice. I like reading a lot. I have a Kindle too, but it's true that the feeling of a real book, of a physical book, is very different from a Kindle. But the thing is that the Kindle is lighter, so you can bring it with you everywhere. It saves also a lot of space because you can have as many books in there as you want, and the size is actually really small. I know that it's nice to display the book on a shelf, but if you don't really have the space, books are really the only thing that you wouldn't put in your apartment, or you would just put 2 or 3 books, like the books that you really like. And that's why I decided not to purchase any physical books anymore. If I want to read a book, I will buy it on the Kindle. So physical books is really something that I'm not going to purchase in 2021. The fourth thing that I'm not gonna buy in 2021 is accessories for my house. And by accessories, I mean every type of home decor, kitchenware, all the stuff that goes like on tops of your furniture or on display in your house. I'm not talking about furniture. There are some pieces of furniture that I really need to change this year because they're very old. Like my bed is really falling into pieces. My mattress is definitely not good anymore. So there are some pieces of furniture that I need to change in 2021. But in general, I don't need any type of decor, kitchenware. My house is full of stuff, really. The fifth thing that I will not buy in 2021 is any type of sport equipment. I've always been a very sporty person. Before I was playing basketball and then ultimate frisbee, then I decided to stop with that and to go to the gym instead. With the pandemic in 2020, all the gyms had to close for a couple of months, and then even if they reopened, I was not feeling very confident in going to the gym. I really realized that I don't need a gym. The only thing that I was missing at the gym was the treadmill, which means that the only thing that I missed was really running, which you can do outside. The place where I live is very walkable, so it's easy for me to go outside and run. It's very safe. I know it's not always fun to run outside, especially when it's raining or when it's super cold, but I still like to run outside for the majority of the year. I just got kind of lazy because in the gym you just wear a t-shirt and shorts. In summer or winter it doesn't matter, you are in a closed space, so you can go there when it's raining or when it's super cold. But if it's super cold for 1 or 2 weeks, you really can skip running for 1 or 2 weeks. If it's raining, there are a lot of waterproof clothes. When I was playing frisbee, I used to play outside even when it was raining or snowing, and it was fun anyway. So it's really that I've been a little bit lazy lately. I would really like to have a treadmill in my own apartment, but I don't have the space for it. The pandemic and the fact that we had to stay at home made me realize that you don't actually need any training equipment to train or to do a little bit of sport. You just need a fitness mat. There are so many videos on YouTube, Instagram for doing some kind of fitness, and really the thing that I like the most is running and walking. I don't need a gym to do that. I don't need any fitness equipment to do that. I have my fitness mat. I even have a couple of weights, I think, from the past. For sure in 2021 I will not buy any gym equipment, sport equipment. I won't buy a gym annual pass probably, because the pandemic really made me realize I can either train at home watching a YouTube video or just go outside and go for a walk or for a run. I'm really curious to see if I really will be able not to buy these 5 things. I think the most difficult one will be the clothing, because I mean, when you are at the shop and you see like a pullover that you really like, it's difficult to think, oh, do I really need that or not? But I have actually an even higher savings goal for 2021, and it's a very generous goal, so I really don't know if I will be able to reach that. But I know that if I manage not to buy these 5 things, I can probably do that. There are definitely some things that for me it's worth spending money, especially 2 things. One is food. I think you should invest a little bit on food, especially during a pandemic where nutrition is very important. It's very important that your immune system is working well, so it's very important that you get vitamins, that you get all the nutrients that you need. I think investing in food is actually quite important. Then there is really another thing where I don't mind spending money at all, and this is traveling. I think that the money you spend on traveling are the best spent money, really. This is probably the reason why I managed to reach my savings goal in 2021, is because I really didn't travel anywhere. But let's see how 2021 will be. For sure now is not really the time to start traveling again. In the meantime, let me know in the comment box below if there is really something that you don't want to purchase in 2021, and which are the things that you really cannot not purchase. I'm very curious about that. As always, give this video a thumb up and remember to subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye!